In front of me is a Shimano LX M550. I believe that this pedal is from the LX group, probably 90, 91, something like that. There's another XT version that's more or less the same. The only difference mainly is that you can't remove the cages on the pedal itself, which means that working on it is more or less impossible. In fact, I've got two pairs of these that have been sitting inside a cupboard, and since I was working on my Suntour pedals, I decided to do something with these. So over time, they have dry up in the interior, the grease, and there's obviously wear as well. This leads to rough bearings, as you can tell. You can actually access the spindle removing this plastic cap, and you could technically work on the nuts or remove the nuts that are holding the spindle in place. Though the issue I've had, and I've tried it now a few times, is being able to get a good angle to be able to really remove the nuts. I have tried with an adapter. The issue with the adapter though is that there's just not enough space between here and the cage, and so I just haven't been able to figure out. Maybe you could find some special tool. I guess you can actually fit a socket inside, but then after you've only got a small amount of space in to be able to put something on to have leverage to even remove the nut itself. I'll actually show you that in a second when I remove the cap. I have my only thing I've been able to do with these, really, at least the pair I've just worked on, is using some sort of degreaser to get rid of as much as the debris as possible, and then pushing in some new grease. And actually one of them is fairly smooth in comparison to what it was before. I would say it's nearly good, so that does work. So we're going to begin on that. We'll begin with the removal of the dust cap. It's pretty deep inside the body, so you'll need something sharp to remove. On the interior, you'll just about see there's a top nut that's followed by a cone. I think you can get it in this way. This is the smallest socket I've got that can actually fit underneath this, and it seems to be a number 8. The only thing I can think of that's going to work on this is I used to have a kind of cheap ratcheting set that would click on that was really flat, and that might just fit on this, and at least be able for you to undo the top of the nut, which then you would be able to remove the rest by hand. So since we can't remove the cage, the only thing I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to run some WD-40 through the top here, let it leak out, and then run some water through to try and get rid of any debris. And then I'm going to show you how to, I'm just going to push some grease through. I've given the pedal a clean. I've run some WD-40 and some water to try and get as much of the debris out. You'll see now that the spindle is just running super smooth. There's no resistance anyway. It's not smooth. A little bit rough. So I'm going to push some of this grease through because I want to get rid of it anyway. It's some synthetic kind of lithium grease, but it does say it's for roulement, which is ball bearings. Roulement ball bearings. It's not the best of grease to use, but I need quite a lot of this because I have 4 pedals to do. So I'm just putting a small amount of grease at a time, then putting some pressure on it. Use my finger. You can use the cap itself if you're ready to just keep removing it on and off every time. And by pushing down my finger, applying a bit of pressure and moving the spindle, it seems to push the grease through. And then you just keep doing that over and over again. And if you look here now, I'm starting to push and push, and some old grease is finally coming out from the other side. And you'll probably just want to keep doing that until the grease starts turning like green, so your own grease. Let's stick the cap back on. I've done all 4 pedals, and it seems to have different results. So one's actually really nice and quite smooth. Happy with that one. Is it this one? This one I think I just did. So I'm going to let the grease settle. I mean, it's not the best grease anyway, but it feels okay. Okay, this one's really rough, and I think this is the one that had a slight play in it. So it's not, the grease hasn't regulated that issue. So you can still see it's scratchy. I don't know if I put some more grease, maybe that'll change. I might put more grease on that one. And I think this is the one I just did as well. Yeah, this one's really nice. This one's actually quite smooth. So about 3 of them now are definitely, they're better condition than they were. There's definitely no play. So just one, but this one had play in it initially anyway. So without being able to actually open or change the bearings or anything, I'm pretty much stuck with that. So thank you for listening, and until next time, peace out.